Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. Today is a new season and I am going to take you back through my top 3 favorite battles of season number 2. We reached our goal of rank 10 and we got to our highest elo score ever at 3254, making us number 35 in the world on the global GBL leaderboards. So these aren't necessarily the most insane battles. Actually, they are kind of insane, to be honest, but they're my 3 favorite battles, and they're not, you'll see in the future once you start watching, but they're not like specific battles per se. They're more so like the type of battles, and then the last one is kind of like that specific battle. It's just ridiculous, one I'm pretty proud of for the win. So without further ado, let's get into my favorite battles of season 2. And this first one is kind of a strategy I liked to do. It is the 2-shield Toxicroak strategy. I also use this with Scrafty as well. Some people like to save 2 shields for Haunter, but in this matchup I like to try and save 2 shields for my Toxicroak. So I'm running Altaria, Munchlax, and Toxie in the back, and I catch this Moonblast with my Munchlax because Altaria does not want to eat a super effective Moonblast from Cresselia. We go into we go for the body slam rather, just to chip away, and we know we're gonna lose this matchup no matter what. So I'm just gonna eat the Sky Attack, hoping I can get to another body slam, but unfortunately I can't. So we're gonna come back in here with our own Altaria, and this isn't looking great, right? Because Cresselia has a great matchup against Toxicroak. Toxicroak is double weak to Psychic, so those Moonblasts, or those Psycho Cuts are gonna deal double super effective damage. Sky Attack coming through, and yeah, we're just completely committing to double shielding our Toxicroak. Gonna get off this Sky Attack to do some chip damage against Azu. And Toxicroak and 2 shields versus Azu and Cresselia. Who will win? We go for the Sludge Bomb. Are they gonna shield? They are, which is terrible. That would have gotten rid of our problems a little bit, but they shielded it. Nice call by them. But now they're out of shields. Let's see what Toxicroak can do here. We definitely have to commit a shield here. So now we are both out of shields. Moonblast coming through. Luckily it didn't get the debuff. We're over farming in case we need to get to a Sludge Bomb against the Azu. Well, we do need to get to a Sludge Bomb. We get 1 extra counter, but we're super low. We can only take like 1 or 2 bubbles. I think we took 2 bubbles there. We're at like 1 HP, but this Sludge Bomb is coming through. This should be enough to KO, and it is. Toxicroak with 2 shields takes down the Azumarill. GG's there. And my second one for my number 2 is beating the best, and this is actually a tournament I was in against very well-known streamer Toshi. He's one of the best players in the world, one of the best top-ranked battlers on Sylph. And coming into this season, like, I was kind of, emerging as a pretty solid player, but I wasn't as well known, and I wasn't even confident I would hit rank 10. And I went from early in the season being someone that's like, oh no, I'm getting paired against Toshi, to someone that's like, oh yeah, like, let's go, I have a chance to beat Toshi. So this is going to be a 3-game set. We're in this first one, bad lead Ivysaur versus Frostlass, so we switch into our own, which probably isn't the smartest switch. We definitely have to shield because a Shadow Ball will one-shot. He goes into a Graveler. We have 2 Avalanches ready, which is great because Avalanches will do a ton. He doesn't shield the first, pretty smart of him. And I presume he's going to shield the second one. And now let's see. He's already at like 2 Rock Blasts pretty much. So I decide to let this go, I think, because I think he can probably get to another Rock Blast straight away before he goes down. And what will I come in with? I come in with Umbreon since I knew he had a charge move. Arguably should have just ate it with Ivysaur because Ivysaur had a bad matchup against Frostlass. That might have been smarter looking back on this now. But Now we're in a tough matchup because Venusaur does pretty well against Umbreon because those Frenzy Plants do a lot. I do manage to make a nice swap here. So let's see if this makes a difference at all. Frenzy Plant will be resisted by Ivysaur, but we can't eat an Avalanche here. This is a really tough decision to shield or not to shield. I decided not to because he could just shield and then take out my my Ivysaur anyway. Go for the foul play here. This should be enough. Yep, it's enough to KO. So now we're in a matchup against Venusaur. We need to get to 2 foul plays and hope the next foul play is enough. It's going to be really close. Oh, he decides not to shield and we can actually just snarl down. So we actually managed to take game 1 against Toshi. This is a best of 3 series. And at this time, I think Toshi was ranked like the 3rd best player in the United States on Silph. So really high level player. To his credit, he was running quite the spice team in this tournament. But yeah, I think Toshi might be the highest ranked player I had played up until this point. Number 3 in the US, maybe like number 18 in the world or something like that. Going into game 2. We both got that rank 10 pose. I think this was shortly after I reached rank 10 as well. For some reason, my notifications were still on during this time. That's very strange. I think maybe I got added to a new Facebook Messenger group at the time, so that's why it's showing some notifications. And here we go. This is a good matchup for us, Umbreon versus Graveler. We do have to be careful because those Stone Edges will do a lot. Rock Blast, on the other hand, won't do much. And Volt Switches really chip away too. Umbreon is so tanky, but you see the Volt Switches are still chipping away. Stone Edge coming in. He's like 3 away from another Stone Edge, I think. Foul play coming through, gets it pretty low. And I wasn't sure if this is Stone Edge or Rock Blast. What do? I gamble. It's just a Rock Blast. And I snarl down, so that's a huge call. Big getting off some chip damage here with this foul play. The thing is, do we have a good answer to Venusaur in the back? I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, we do have our Frostlass, so that's great. So it looks like we're in a good position. But this must go wrong somehow. We have to shield the Frenzy Plant. That'll do a ton. They come with their own Frostlass, and yeah, so Frostlass is our best answer to their Frostlass, and we are in a shield deficit. Do I screw this up? Man. Yeah, you gotta shield the Shadow Ball. Oh no. This is so risky. Okay. I got the shield. Oh no, Chris. What are you doing? Well, I think he would have outpaced me anyway. There's no way to Shadow Ball, is it? It's just an Avalanche, but it puts me so low. It puts me so low that it didn't matter. That was a tricky spot. I'm not sure how I should have played that differently, because if I had just stayed in with my, I guess my win condition was catching a Shadow Ball on the Ivysaur. It looks like we're gonna make some quick swaps in this last set here. So this is a decisive game 3 against Toshi. Imagine me, like, I'm still rising up. This is the highest ranked player I've ever played, and this is a decisive game 3 to try and beat one of the best players in the world. Try and prove myself in the community. Definitely want to shield this, even though it could be a bait. He does bait me with Avalanche. So because he baited me with Avalanche, I'm thinking like I've got to bait him with Avalanche if I want to potentially win this matchup. And I do. So now we're on equal footing. Again, build up to the Shadow Ball. and go for another avalanche. So many mind games here. And I get the double bait. You didn't see the shield animation, but it did go, it did grab a shield there. And I do successfully shield the Shadow Ball. So I'm on higher energy, and I was expecting him to switch. I store the Shadow Ball, and I come in with Umbreon, and I misclicked. Guys, I was so nervous that I misclicked. Can you imagine that? Oh my god. Ivysaur would have been for sure the way to go here, and probably would have made of this an even more decisive victory if I do in fact win. Stone Edge probably, yep. And we don't survive, but now we're going to commit to completely farming down with Ivy. And all shields are down. So now we almost have a Power Whip ready, and we do. And this should be enough to take out the Frostlass, because Frostlass is pretty glassy. It is. And they come in with their Venusaur, and we have an Avalanche stored. So even though we made the wrong swap, it actually kind of worked out for us in the end. Definitely some lag here. Niantic, I'm like all excited. I'm about to beat one of the best players in the world. Niantic's like, no, we're going to lag out of here. But nope, we still get the win. So that was my my number 2 favorite battle, favorite moment, you could say, of Season 2. And it's not just beating Toshi. It's beating a lot of the top-ranked players in the world, whether it was like Ventusky or Limon Lime or the next battle that you're going to see. I actually never beat FP Sticks, but we'll get into that. We're now in this last battle. So this is my favorite one from this season. Apologies, there were a couple of times in this video where it showed like my home screen menu, but hopefully it's not too much of a big deal. I've got this video already cut out, like recording over, so I'll probably just leave those brief few seconds in there where you see my like home screen menu, just so I can overlay the voice properly. So we're going up against the Nut93, and this person is a pretty big voice on Twitter in the Pokemon Go community. He was also ranked like number 13 in the world at the time we're playing him, and this is once again in the Catacombs Cup. So yeah, oh man, stay tuned, guys. If you've made it this far in the video, stay tuned for this game 3, because this battle goes, this set goes 3 games, and it's just an absolutely ridiculous ending. We've played this matchup before against Toshi. The Graveler didn't get to a second Stone Edge, so we're thinking about that, but it is really close. So this could like very well just come down to IVs. Second Foul Play doesn't KO. I decide not to shield, but it is a second Stone Edge, so we do lose. Probably should have definitely shielded and farmed down. Get 2 Powder Snows of energy with Frostlass. They come in with their Lapras. Lapras was a tough Pokemon for me to deal with in this cup, because even in its like bad matchups against Graveler or Sudowoodo, for example, it has that Surf that will deal a ton of damage. Surf coming through. I decided to switch, but unfortunately he's running Venusaur in back, so this first game is looking pretty grim for us. He doesn't shield the Rock Slide, interesting. So I think my only play here probably is to, yeah, let Sudowoodo go and try and Powder Snow down. But I knew he over-farmed and I wouldn't be able to do that, so I just decided to go for the Avalanche instead. But we're going to need to get to, yeah, this is over. Because even a Shadow, if we landed a Shadow Ball, that wouldn't KO. And he has energy and a shield, so Surf, just barely not enough to KO. I decided to go for the Shadow Ball just because, even though I know this game is already over. He shields, 1 Ice Shard takes me out, and that's a GG in game number 1. So we lose game 1. We need to win 2 in a row against the 13th best player in the world to come back and take this match. And man, there were so many tournaments where I had like a 4-0 start, 5-0 start, and then I would kind of lose my focus and get frustrated and lose the last 2 games. So this is a real test right here. This is a test of mental fortitude. And can I overcome that first loss, keep my composure, come back and win the second 2 games to try and advance to the next round. We're running Ivysaur, Umbreon, and Frostlass in this game. And if you're not familiar with why I'm running these lines, there's like a certain meta in Sylph Cups where you are allowed to register 6 Pokemon. So I'm choosing from my team of 6 based off his team of 6. And Lapras is a very tough Pokemon for me to deal with. And I was expecting him to lead Lapras this game. And Ivysaur is one of my better counters for it. So here I knew he could be going for Skull Bash, but I decided to no shield. And unfortunately it is a Skull Bash. So this puts us in a tough predicament for sure. At least we know he's out of energy. I'm just going to go straight for this foul play. I'm going to need at least 2 to take him out. Probably 2 and then farm down is the play. He swaps though. And I don't think that was a good swap by him because Frostlass has a very commanding matchup here. I do shield in case it's an Energy Ball, and it is. Energy Ball would still do a lot to Frostlass. I overfarm a little bit and go for this Avalanche. This would KO if it lands. It does land, so that's great for us. So now we're looking a little bit better, especially because that Lapras, and we know this is just the Surf because Skull Bash would be double resisted. Because Lapras is pretty low. I probably shield here. Yeah. And I just go for Avalanche. I'd already tapped it, I think. Otherwise, I would have overfarmed more. And he shielded. Very interesting. Oh, and he makes a nice swap. So we need to be cognizant that he has a Surf stored in the back. But we have a lot of energy here on Umbreon. This is going to be such a close game, man. This is such a high-level battle against the Nut. Frenzy Plant does a ton of damage. Frenzy Plant's just such an insane move. And how do I play this out? Because I need 2 foul plays to take out Venusaur. I guess I decide just to go for it. Yeah, because he can't, he has to use his energy to take out Umbreon. He can't Ice Shard me down. I was 1 Snarl away, so I think he's only like 2 Ice Shards away from a Surf. And luckily, we get there 1 turn before. So there we go. Avalanche takes out Lapras, and we get a GG there. So it all comes down to this game 3. And this is what I've been setting up. The game, the match, the tournament. This wasn't the championship round, but we lose the lead. Frostlass does not have a good matchup against Lapras. So we're looking to make a swap. We swap into our Ivysaur because he hasn't run anything so far that's been like a huge counter to Ivysaur. So he's actually staying in here. Probably going to try and catch the Power Whip maybe. Nope, he's just staying in. Catching the Surf was pretty big too because that let go of a lot of Lapras's energy. At this point, I don't want to shield because I know he has double Surfs. I do shield though. And luckily I got to the Power Whip. Maybe he wasn't even expecting me to shield. And the Power Whip takes him out. So we actually retake switch advantage, which is huge. But the thing is, yeah, we couldn't get to our return. I did land some returns in this tournament, which I loved using that Purified Ivysaur for. Just a Power Whip that we could get to. And I swapped to avoid being farmed down. And he has a Sudowoodo. And Sudowoodo is a bad matchup for both of our Pokemon. So this is going to be tough to get out of. How are we going to be able to get out of this? Oh boy. Remember, we do have some stored energy though on our Frostlass. And he's actually not shielding his Sudowoodo. So I'm not going to shield my Umbreon. And he'll probably counter me down. No, I think I'll definitely get to a foul play. And I actually let 1 extra counter go through. So if he lets this foul play go, he can't farm me as much. So I was cognizant of that. So he only gets 1 Vine Whip worth of energy. And check this out. I know he has a ton of energy farmed up on this Venusaur. He hasn't even thrown a Frenzy Plant. I come in, I do 2 Powder Snows, and this was my win condition. I make the Savage swap, 1 HP, Ivysaur goes down, and at this point, He's already got one frenzy plant. He's going for the second, so I need to get to 2 avalanches. He's going for this frenzy plant, and guys, he was capped out on energy before, so I know he's very close to a second, but I get to this avalanche, and that freaking savage swap into Ivysaur. So many mind games. That allowed us to beat the number 13th ranked player in the world, and that was one of my favorite battles from this season because it just perfectly illustrates the mind game. So he's such a high level player, right? He knew we had that Ivysaur. He knew we were going to swap, so he didn't throw his charge move right away, and I had to gamble, and I threw like 2, maybe 3 powder snows, and then I swapped, and I just timed it and read it perfectly. A little bit of luck involved because maybe he thought we would do that and he goes right away for it, but overall we called it right, and those were some of my favorite moments and battles from season 2. Having some fun in season 3. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see for upcoming content. If you want to submit me some of your battles with some spice picks, make sure to send them. Link below in the description. Just fill out a quick Google form. I'll be streaming live on Twitch every day around 11 a.m. Central Time, so make sure to go over and follow me on Twitch for that. Without further ado, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.